What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. I know it's been a while. It's been a minute. Like, I don't know. I've been busy doing a 72-hour fast, and that was my main focus this weekend. So sorry about the lack of uploads, but we're back in pocket now, ladies and gentlemen. All that has passed. All that has moved on. Now I'm on to back on the content grind, as they say. Anyway, well, we got an interesting video today. This is by the YouTuber Uncut Hoops. I enjoy his content very much. Just some good stuff because it brings context into the light on the majority of the stuff that he does. He does a great job. So, and it's obviously Luka related, as you saw in the thumbnail. So, without further ado, enough of the fluff. Let's get straight to the stuff. Again, the title of this video is Luka Doncic is the new scapegoat. Kind of goes without saying. If y'all can put two and two together, you know what the hell has happened over the last week. So let's go and let's get into this. Again, if y'all don't mind dropping a like, subscribing, consider becoming a new member and all that good stuff. Let's get it going.
12 seconds left. Bulls have to hurry. Get it into Vucevic. Quick pass to Williams. Big shot for three. Good. 2-point game. 9.8 left. Oh, who scored? Did he? The steal. Right for the lead. Yeah! Here's Reeves. Reeves straight to the cup. Lays it in to take the lead. Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddy for the win. Go!
The next day.
Monica, what do you think is a bigger problem for the Lakers, especially going forward? Is it Luka's shooting? Is it Luka's defense?
They would not have traded Luka if he was in great shape and was an unbelievable defender. Well, then he'd be LeBron. You wouldn't trade him. They traded him for a reason.
Your team, your best player now in Luka Doncic is out of shape.
But Luka Doncic is a ball hog.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Perfect. That was great. That was great. It's like suddenly out of nowhere, all of these analysts at one point, they were like, does Luka Doncic trade is save the league? That's what they were all talking about. They were all so happy that they could talk about the Lakers now. And now that they had one blunder where the majority of the mistakes were LeBron down the stretch, it's all now Luka Doncic's fault. Now it's all this one player defense. Like I have never in my life seen analysts and people complain about one player's lack thereof or lack of defense as a point of conversation. I've never, ever heard that before. But here we are. So let's continue.
When it comes to LeBron's 22-year NBA career, there's always one guarantee, one thing you can count on at all of his stops. If his team loses, they start struggling, he won't get any of the blame, any of the criticism. That'll go to his teammates, the front office, the coach, anyone except LeBron James. And even looking at all-star teammates, superstar teammates, it's not a question of if they'll be blamed, it's only a question of how long it'll take till they're blamed. And looking at Luka Doncic, it took roughly 15 games.
But Luka Doncic is a ball hog.
This is why Nico and the Dallas Mavericks stopped believing in you. You have an opportunity to change the narrative and show the world that you could do it on both sides of the floor, but it has to start now.
When it comes to Perkins, I genuinely don't think he actually likes Luka. I don't think he likes European players in general as well. I think Perkins definitely doesn't hide his bias against European players at all. He doesn't hide it at all. Let's continue. Oh, then Colin Cowherd. Let's not even start that. This man changes his opinion with the wind. If the wind is blowing north, he's blowing north. If the wind is blowing east, he's blowing east. Like, he changes his opinion all the time. So you can't even buy into whatever he says because none of it has legitimacy. And Chris Broussard, that one was a little bit different because that one you actually could tell he meant what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like you could respect what he said. So let's continue.
Traded him for a reason because they saw holes in his game, which, by the way, he'd missed the last 2 camps. He had multiple injuries.
I mean, that right there is the biggest side effect of playing with LeBron James. If the team struggles start losing, guarantee yourself you're getting blamed, you're getting scapegoated, and tossed under the bus. And for someone like Luka, I mean, he's not some old plain superstar, some plain all-star, or some bench player. This is Luka Doncic. If they do it to him, I mean, nobody's off limits.
Yep.
And looking at Chris Broussard's new narrative to blame Luka Doncic, all of a sudden Broussard thinks Luka Doncic is a ball hog, ball dominant player who needs the basketball. I'm just thinking, you know, the past 5-6 years, everybody's known this. And Broussard himself, despite knowing that before the trade, still picked LA after the trade to win the West. Luka.
Thank you. That's what I said. I reviewed that video as well. And I pointed that out. Like, a lot of these people are now seeing Luka a lot more closely. And the things that we have been saying as Mavs fans that have been covering Luka for the last 7 years, now they're going to say it. And they're going to say it in a sense that is not as, I would say, positive, as flattering. It's going to be more geared towards being negative, to either defend LeBron or whatever the case may be. But it's because they haven't done their homework and never watched Luka Doncic the last 7 years. But us that have covered Luka and that have covered him over the last 7 years, we have been said some of these things, right? And yeah, I guess the ball hawk thing is a thing, but you'd rather him have the ball than a Dorian Finney-Smith or a Rui Hachimura. Like, that's... And then people are like, well, you got LeBron James. Well, when LeBron's been as inefficient as he's been, why would I want him to have... Anyway, but it just goes to show people don't watch until they have to watch. And now that Luka is on the Lakers, now they have to watch, and they actually got to come up with some stuff to say. And for the most part, instead of saying some actual, you know, ground-rooted or you know, fundamentally baseline takes, they're going to come up with some hot takes to get the views. And that's how the world in the game of social engagement or engagement farming works, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how it goes.
Being a ball dominant player, it's not some revelation, some reveal nobody knew beforehand. I mean, look at last year's playoffs. This guy was 3rd in time possession, 4th in touches, 5th in time per touch, and 9th in dribbles per touch. If any player in league history has the right to be a quote-unquote ball hog, it's Luka Doncic. As looking at the recent track record, much more impressively successful than LeBron James when he's the ball hog. And here's the funny thing. If Luka ball hogs, you know, it's a bad thing. LeBron does it, it's crickets. It doesn't matter if you're an all-star or superstar or first ballot Hall of Famer, the media in Los Angeles will blame anyone but LeBron James. Ask Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma, ask any of them. Doesn't matter who you are, it's always your fault the team loses, not LeBron James. And once again, to address the ball hog point, yes, Luka last year in Dallas was very ball dominant, but look at that team. It was a big two, him and Kyrie, kind of a your turn, my turn thing. And of course, Kyrie, I think best off-ball players in the league. In Los Angeles, it's kind of a big 2.5. Luka, LeBron, Reeves, it's a semi-dominant big 3. And looking at their recent 4-game skid, Luka's overall ball dominance is not really that glaring. In touches per game, 80.3. LeBron James not far behind at 77.0. And looking at front court touches, leader in that stat is actually LeBron James. Yes, Luka for Los Angeles has the ball the most. He's their best player, that's how it should be. But LeBron James isn't playing off-ball 24/7, getting one touch here, one touch there.
Right.
He's still very much involved in the offense, and himself is ball dominant. And here's the funny thing. If you look at points per touch, LeBron in the stat compared to those two players is a distant 3rd.
See, this is why Uncut Hoops, he provides the context that these so-called analysts can't effing do. So the more touches Luka gets, the more points you make. And the whole point of the NBA and basketball is to put the basketball in the bucket, right? And I'm not with the whole, you know, slandering LeBron, because that's what I'm not gonna do. But I'm just here more defending Luka from the standpoint that if you think he's a ball, whatever you think that may be, and if you think he's bad at defense, well, the reason why you still play him is because of what this man can do on offense, because he is a actual generational offensive talent. But no. He's a ball hog. He don't play defense. But he gives you 35-99. Man, let me stop. Let's continue.
So once again, calling Luka a ball hog, I guess it is an insult, but looking at the stats, the data, watching the games, Luka's overall ball dominance is much more reeled in. And compared to LeBron James, with the ball, Luka is a much more efficient player and scorer.
He ain't lying.
Now, looking past Luka being blamed for the bad offense, let's look at the defensive end. Luka on defense, I mean, it's a roller coaster. Some games he looks decent, good, above average. Other games looks pretty bad, abysmal. I can't defend him. At this point for Luka, that's just kind of who he is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I can't stand. If you knock Luka's defense, which you can, do the exact same thing for LeBron James, the Akron turnstile.
18-0 Laker run. Nembhard on the drive. Draws the
9 are scored. Carter no good for 3. Batted out by Caldwell Pope. Wagner back to Corey Joseph. Now corner 3. KCP.
Vucevic taps it out to Giddey and gets it in the post. Here's Kobe White. That's a deep Kobe White 3.
Luka Doncic is so horrible defensively.
An 80 now for James. Giddey a 3. Good.
My goodness.
LeBron.
A lot of contact for no call.
Mark, which is required. What they have to do defensively requires effort and energy. They need their legs underneath them.
It caroms to Neesmith.
Is it Luka's shooting? Is it Luka's defense?
3-point attempts. Bancaro unguarded for 3. He got it.
12 seconds left. Bulls have to hurry. Get it into Vucevic. Quick pass to Williams. Big shot for 3. Good.
Oh, yeah, I think I can smell shite.
This Lakers team post-trade deadline had some pretty great defensive numbers. But their one big-time weakness glaring flaw they have a couple years now is transition defense. And of course, who's to blame for that? It's not Luka, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, even a Westbrook. The culprit for that is LeBron James. As you watch any game of the Lakers routinely, 4-on-5 fast breaks, cherry picking, showing no effort, no intensity, no will to get back on defense.
Got a nice deep post up on Neesmith. And they came a little bit too late. Halliburton has a 2-on-1, and there's that discernment.
Reeves back to Vanderbilt, cutting to James on the drive. He missed the shot. He wanted a foul. No call. Nataze the rebound. Houston stepping into a 3. Got it.
To the spot.
You know what's funny? What's funny about this is most of the time they blame Luka for not getting back on defense. Well, where's LeBron at? All right. Like, if we're going to be fair, and I do call out Luka when he doesn't get back on defense, where's LeBron at? Right? Why are we showing inconsistency and bias here?
Houston stepping into a 3. Got it.
To disparage that drive from LeBron.
And there he uses the Hayes screen. Vucevic the block.
Good block.
White's got 22, extending his streak.
Again.
Vucevic did it on defense and hits a 3.
Booty Bane! That's part of their formula offensively. Goodwin looking inside for James. Pass never made it. Pacers on the move on the break. Neesmith for 3.
Where's it? He's not even in the frame.
Let's see what LeBron has up his sleeve. A running shot hits the side of the backboard. Corey Joseph the rebound, pushing it into the paint. Bancaro spinning left.
Not in the frame.
Up and in. LeBron James for the 3. That's way off. Another opportunity for Nembhard. Halliburton. One more. Top
not in the frame.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
The Lakers, since LeBron returned, are allowing 22.3 points per game in transition. Out of the entire NBA, that ranks dead last.
Damn.
They're worse than the Suns, who are free-falling, worse than Wizards, who are tanking, worse than Brooklyn, who's doing whatever, and worse than the Spurs, who have no healthy bodies.
Yeah.
The Lakers' big-time Achilles heel on defense is transition. And look at the past couple of seasons, it's a common trend nearly every year. As this year they ranked 26th, last year 27th, year before that 24th, and 2022, 29th. The Lakers' defensive problems, defensive mishaps, they go back 2, 3, even 4 years prior to Luka Doncic, even with Anthony Davis. And the big-time culprit is, of course, LeBron James, he who should not be named.
Stop saying it.
My biggest problem with the pro-LeBron media, just LeBron fans in general, they predict these championships, conference championships, these deep playoff runs every single year. And when it doesn't happen, they just kind of brush it off, deflect, and they blame others. And like we see with Luka, it doesn't matter how good you are, how skilled you are, how good your resume is. If the team loses and LeBron's playing, you'll be blamed, tossed on the bus, and looked at as the scapegoat above all else. So that right there is the end of the video. And once again, when it comes to Luka Doncic, I'll defend this guy virtually every single day. His offensive game is unreal. His defense, it's up and down roller coaster, it's shaky. But this guy being the scapegoat already so early, prior to playoffs starting, is a big time warning sign for Luka Doncic and Luka fans. And like I always say, playing with LeBron James, it's not a question of if you'll be blamed, but a matter of time until you are blamed. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, once again, another great video. Another where's this thing at? Oh, another great point there is like, yeah, for Luka, well, does he want to be in LA, and is LA gonna allow these narratives to continue? You know, this is where Los Angeles and Laker fans gotta speak up and be like, nah, like, y'all not gonna be disrespecting Luka like that, you know. But it's just tough. But no, it's a great video. It's things I've been saying as well. Uncut Hoops just has a really cool way of being able to apply context to all of it, and much deserved. It required that context, because it is BS how they like to blame Luka now, but completely omit Mr. LeBron James, who has been inefficient since he has returned. But again, to me, it's not about LeBron. It's more about why they just want to call out Luka and never hold any other superstar in the league accountable to the same level of, you know, this ungodly defense that apparently everyone else plays, right? They act like everyone plays elite defense in this league. Bro, no one plays defense in this league. Like, let's get a grip. Like, what is Kendrick Perkins watching? And they always want to go back to, oh, back in my day. Well, back in your day, bro. Stop. Yeah, y'all played defense back then, but that has nothing to do with today's game. That's what it is. What it is. Accept the reality or continue to bitch about things. Anyway, been your boy TGK. Appreciate y'all watching. Tonight we're gonna have a pregame show for the Lakers versus the Rockets, and then we're gonna continue the watch along on playback. So tonight will be a little bit different. Again, pregame on YouTube and watch along on Playback TV. Appreciate y'all watching. It's been your boy TGK. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. We are out.